We all bleed the same, red, white, and blue.
I am not op. Original post by you, Restless Dragon in our Military Stories on January 16, 2023. Trigger warnings. Cancer. Death. Less than mood spoilers. Sad but also happy. Less than. Update was made within the original post. An NBSP. We all bleed the same. Red, white and blue. January 16, 2023. I joined the Navy at the age 20. And my first post after boot camp. And school was a base in the middle of nowhere base in Japan. I arrived at the international airport in Narita. First time out of the US. And way more nervous than I would ever admit. There was no one to meet me. But I remembered to look for the USO. I found the USO and called the base. And was told to get on the bus to Camp Zama Army Base and someone would meet me there. By the time I got to Zama, I had been traveling for over 20 hours.
All I wanted was a shower and sleep, but there was no one there to meet me. Fun fact: the bus from the airport dropped passengers at the enlisted club. So now I am at the club, with 2 sea bags and a backpack, on a Saturday night. I found a phone and called the base again and was told someone would be there in an hour or so. The only place to sit where I could see the front door was in the main lobby. I desperately need food, a shower, and sleep, but am stuck being on display in the main lobby. I can hear the music, smell food, but there is no way I can navigate this with all of my belongings. 3 guys, all were POC, walk in and look at me and chuckle as they walk by me. I just want to disappear. A few minutes later they come back, and offer to watch my stuff if I want to go grab food or something to drink. I looked at them for a minute, my brain was arguing with my stomach.
You can't leave your stuff with 3 guys you have never seen before. I thanked them but turned them down. I could still hear the warnings my parents had given me about being a small in stature woman and dealing with a group of men I don't know echoing in my head. One of the 3 gave me a sad smile and they walked away. About 15 minutes later they were back with a waitress. She was carrying several plates of burgers, fries and drinks. The one who smiled at me said that he got me some food and had the waitress bring it to let me know it was okay. The 3 of them sat on the floor next to me and introduced themselves. Brian was the one who smiled at me and his friends were John and Tony. They asked me where I was going, and I told them and they smiled and said that they were Marines working as part of a security force. I told them that I was a cryptographer and Japan was my first duty station.
We talked about lots of things, but I honestly don't remember what anymore. I just remember it as a friendly, happy conversation. Several times their friends came out of the dance club and called for them to get in there. And each time they declined. They sat with me for at least 90 minutes until the duty van showed up to get me. They insisted on carrying my things to the van and refused to allow me to pay for the food they got. I told the driver I wanted to use the bathroom and would be right back. I turned back towards the club and they were gone. I never even got to thank them. I was sad that I did not really know anything about them and would probably never see them again. It was after midnight by the time I checked in and got assigned a barracks room. The next morning, I went to get breakfast and while I was standing in line, someone tapped me on the shoulder. I turned around and there they were. Brian, John and Tony, grinning from ear to ear. I was so happy to see them. It felt like they were old friends. We sat together after we got our food. And Brian told me, "We were going to offer to drive you over here last night but we did not think you would accept." I honestly said that I probably wouldn't have. Several years later, I asked Brian why they offered to help some scrawny white girl they had never seen before. Brian looked at me and said, "The color of skin doesn't matter, we all bleed the same. Red, white, and blue." Brian, Tony and John taught me a very valuable lesson that day that I have tried to live by. I am proud to say that I remained friends with all 3. Tony was Kia in Afghanistan, and John in a car accident 2013. I am writing this today while sitting in an airport bar in Atlanta. This and 1,000 other stories run on a loop in my brain. I am trying to figure out what I am going to say to Brian's wife and kids as I stand with them to say goodbye to one of the best friend I have ever had. Fuck cancer. I invite you all to raise a drink tonight to the men and women who bleed red, white and blue. Semper Fidelis, my friend. Update. Thank you all for your kind words. I made my flight, although I had to be screened to determine if I was too drunk to fly. Apparently being emotional after one drink is a no-no on Delta. They also did not appreciate my telling them that I had not planned to fly the plane but could give it a go if they really needed me to. I thought you would all appreciate what happened next. My flight lands and I head for the rental car desk. I am on the escalator and I hear people ahead of me laughing, and I look over the heads of the people in front of me when I see it. Trey, Brian's older brother, is standing to the right at the bottom of the stairs holding a sign, like you see limo drivers holding, that reads, "Token white girl." I burst into hysterical laughter, and Trey sees me and starts laughing. We both go from laughter to tears. I get off the escalator and give him a hug. We are both nearly hysterical with tears streaming down our faces, and we can barely stay upright, which led to the police coming over to ask if I am okay, which just set us off laughing again. It took about 10 minutes for Trey and I to calm down enough to explain to the cops we are fine, and head for his car. We sat in the car for another 20 minutes laughing, knowing that Brian would have been ROFL watching that. An NBSP. Reminder: I am not the original poster.
I haven't read something so touching yet crushing in a long time. This little story, the way it's ordered and written, and being able to superimpose the faces of many people I know onto the names in this story, it makes me really cherish the pain and beauty of life and death.
Fuck cancer and I'm not crying.
I'm not crying at work, you are.
That was beautiful and sad. Excuse me, someone's cutting onions in the room. I thought I'd be ugly crying by the end of the update, but I was laughing through tears. One of my favorite emotions, heart. This hits particularly hard because my bestie's mom recently lost her battle with cancer and her funeral was 3 days ago. I thought I was done crying, but here we are. Honestly, when the three men first approached the OOP, I don't think she would have accepted their offer of watching her bags even if they were white. That exhausted, new country, tiny girl, if it had been female officers, that would have been different. Fuck cancer indeed. I was afraid she was going to say the last one passed. I was crying long before that line. I raise a glass to you and your friends so warmly remembered. I'm glad you treasure those memories because people like that are as rare as hen's teeth. OMG. I was not looking to cry today. I love a good laugh that brings tears to your eyes.
Beautiful.
Cancer makes me emotional. Still recovering from successful breast cancer treatment and feeling survivor's guilt that Brian, who sounds amazing, didn't. Loudly crying, loudly crying, loudly crying.
Goddamn.
My eyes are leaking. Goddamn onion cutting ninjas! Exclamation mark. Art made me cry. Fuck cancer. Damn, this got me. I wasn't expecting to feel sad. Fuck cancer. Pensive face. So sad but also so wholesome. Face holding back tears. I'm not crying, you're crying. Straight up brought tears to my eyes. I'm not crying, you're crying.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Heracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.